Hello my friends, welcome to the flip through of this Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2 Altered Book Junk Journal. Before I get into it, I want to mention to you that my friend Kelly of Kelly Santee Designs requested during my 2K giveaway for me to make a Pooh Bear journal, and finally I've gotten around to doing that. So thank you, Kelly, for the inspiration to get me going on this journal and use up one of the books that were in my stash. So here's the cover. I used the actual book cover, as you can see. This is the spine. I increased the spine to, let's see, 2.5 inches. I sewed this layer onto the check layer, and I sewed this little owl onto it because I thought that would be cute. And under these 2 layers of fabric is an additional layer of fabric. This is the back, as you can see, and this is how it looks from the side. So let's get into it. This was an interesting book. The story is intact and it is in order. And I started this journal on a Friday Live and showed you how to disassemble the book so that you could put it back together in the proper order without losing any pages. So we're going to start here with a little tag in this front pocket here. Just a simple tag with a little floral die cut on it. You'll find in the journal lace. And this lace, I actually took this yellow lace and I sewed on top of it this vine trim because I felt like it would be easier for me to use both of them if they were double layered. And I was right, it did make it easier. So I'll probably do that with the rest of my vine trim, add it to some lace, and then adhere it into journals when I am going to be doing that. So here's the first page. I had some fun trim with little flowers on it, and I used some of this as tabs, and I also used some as embellishments. Now here's where it gets interesting, is what I want to show you. So when I disassembled the book, these first 2 pages were glued to the cover, so I left them. The rest of it is where all of the new stuff starts. And so you'll see this lace here, which connects the spine to the book cover. Obviously the outside connects that as well, but I was just letting you know that's why that is there. Okay, my friends? All right, so let's get started. You're gonna find some fabric tabs in the journal. Like I said, all of the book pages are there. We have some pretty cards that I popped in there. Look, that's beautiful. Anything foresty or bee themed I used. I thought that would be fun. I tried to lean into green, yellow, and orange. So I used this little wooden tab. I think that was given to me by Penny of Penny's Crafty Creations. I think, I'm pretty sure. If it was you and not Penny, though, let me know. My apologies. So here's one of the tabs I made out of that pretty trim. And then you're going to see that I did some stamping, and I colored in some of the stamping, and I did this bee on the live. I added some cut aparts and stickers, and then let's see, I had this recipe card in my stash, so there's 3 of those throughout the journal, but this is a piece that Kelly sent me, and I put it on top of my handmade paper and thought that would make a nice tag. I took apart a Daphne's Diary garden like schedule, and I cut it into 4 pieces, so you're going to find 4 of these in there. There's rice paper. Okay, so this is there's 6 signatures, and some are bigger than others. And this is the first bee dangle in the center of the first signature, and there's a little mushroom on there. I hope you can see it. It's so cute. And so you'll see some mushrooms. Again, anything foresty that I had that wasn't too dark. I didn't want to get crazy dark with everything because it is a Pooh Bear, book. And some more of my handmade paper. And I just thought the colors were perfect with the yellow and the orange. So I added that. Another one of those fun tabs. I love how big they are. Some rice paper. The other half of the Daphne's Diary page. here we have another colored in bee. I think it turned out so pretty. A score sheet, vintage, definitely vintage. And then also this was made by Kelly. And so I popped that in there. A nice fabric tab here. Here we have, I think this is a recipe card also, but I liked that it was floral and green, so I chose to pop that in there. And then we have a little bag here, and inside are some little papers, and these papers are from my friend Lori at Enchanted Dreams 71. She sent me a little stack of those, so they fit perfectly in this little envelope. So, oops, so I thought that was fun. Here is the book page. Now you're going to notice on some of the book pages there's this yellow marking, and because it's flush with the paper and I can't feel it, I believe that that happened when they were printing the book. I'm surprised that they put it out for sale like that. Maybe they didn't realize that it happened, but I do believe that that's what that is from. So you might see that here and there. I also put some trim on this page. Here is the second signature that we're beginning. And we've got a pretty little neutral tag, blank inside. I meant to say card, not tag. And you can journal in that or send it off to somebody. And a nice little piece of paper with orange in it, orange and yellow. So I thought that was good. I added some bee trim here. Well, I should say honeycomb. Over here we have another one. So on the live I made this fun page. I just did some painting and some stamping, and I love the colors, and I used my gel print paper over here to create a little side tuck and a little piece of paper that opens up all the way. Lots of space for journaling. And then this was perfect for the journal. This is some green stationery, and this is some I think it's rice paper, but it also has some leaves in it, some yellow leaves. Oh, and here's one of those little, piece of that trim. Here we have a nice big upper pocket with a tab, and then a piece of paper. It's vintage, you can tell, because it's not bright white. And then also this from Kelly, Show Kindness. Isn't that so sweet? And it fits right there, and then that still shows. I thought that was pretty cute. Over here we have this beautiful page, and I colored in just some of the bees. I didn't want to do them all, just wanted to have a few. And then this gorgeous tag that was made and sent to me by a crafty friend. It's so lovely, and so I'm popping that right in here. I think it goes really nicely with the journal. And then here I have some gingham trim, which I love. It's got little mini pom-poms on it. This is mulberry paper, and I've added a piece of that trim up there. And then inside is this beautiful mushroom, and that was sent to me by my friend Patty of Possum Patty. Oh, and here's the center of this signature, and there's just a little bead dangle with a nice orange bead, and then some like yellowy orange, even a pink hue flower. They're almost like bead caps. I kind of used them like that. So pretty, perfect journal to add them to. So this was just a piece of paper just that I had in my stash. Actually, somebody sent that to me. I think maybe in a swap and glue. A nice big tab here. Here we have a nice side pocket with a little bird getting a worm, and a nice piece of paper with some mushrooms. This was a book page is what that was. Here we have a nice, this journal has a lot of big pockets, which I like sometimes. And we've got the bee stamp here, a bingo card. I didn't embellish it, but the person who gets this can do that if they'd like to. I didn't want to make this a gator mouth, so I was careful not to over embellish. And plus it leaves some fun things for the new owner to do what they want and make this their own. A nice little tab here. Here we have an upper pocket and a nice little piece of paper to write on, as well as this pretty card. And I added this. Some more of the rice paper, but that has leaves in it. I don't know if that's called something else. Stationery and a little bee. A little sticker here. Some more of that trim. Here's a nice upper pocket and some stamping here. And then we have a nice vintage score keeping card for bridge, and then this beautiful postcard. This was sent to me, I do believe, I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correctly, my friend Jennifer at Scrapbooks and Memories. Here we have a nice side pocket, and I wondered if I should embellish this, but you know, I like the art on it so much, I decided I'd leave it alone. Another one of the cooking, or one of the recipe cards, and then just this beautiful poem on front and back, and I thought that would be a nice thing to have in there. The bee stamp here, a pretty flower here. We're starting the third signature, and we have a nice fabric tab here. This goes up like this, so you can journal on this paper. I did the beehive stamp on this one. Put a little honeycomb trim right here. This is the center of the third signature, and so we just have just a small bead dangle, just cute, again with the yellow and the gold. Did some stamping down the edge of that paper. Pooh and Piglet, so cute. Little tiny pocket over here. Most of the book pages I left alone. I didn't do pockets on them, but this was the forest, and so it all kind of looked the same. There's Pooh, Piglet, and Rabbit. So I thought it was okay to put a small pocket there. Some mushrooms up there. This is a piece of stationery. This is another one of the Daphne's Diaries pages, and this cute little tag that I popped in. I thought that looked nice. And then this is actually a place of business that they have their own beehives, and they make bee products like candles and body lotions and chapsticks and things like that. A nice piece of gingham and tiny pom-pom trim. This is a doily. The colors were perfect. I put in this piece of paper that I folded in half. It can be written in. You'll notice that I did not embellish it because I wanted it to slide very easily in and out of the doily because they're fragile. So I didn't want to take a chance of it getting caught up on anything. I suppose a sticker would work okay, but I just didn't want to chance it. So, okay, hold on. Let me tell you about this. This right here, this is... It looks like vellum and it feels like vellum, but this is a napkin that I ran through my laminating machine. I'll link the laminator in my description box. Love how it turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it can be written on both sides, just so you know. But I chose to go ahead and sew some handmade paper to it, and you can see the sewing marks here. And this is some handmade paper that I created, and it was just such a fun learning experience. I can't wait to do it again. I feel like each time I do it, I'll learn more and be able to do more, and so I'm excited about it, but I really do like how it turned out. So I did a piece of handmade paper on each one of the pages on that. A cool tag and a nice pocket. Some fun trim here. This is the other side of the doily. Again, with this paper in it that can be written in. Again, I did not embellish it. I wanted to keep it easy to go in and out. A fabric tab here. A couple of the book pages. This one has the lace on this side. This is the other side of the Daphne's Diary. I used a vintage playing card to create a pocket, and then added this just nice little tag, super pretty, and a nice big fabric tab. The texture is wonderful. There's the other side of the Daphne's Diary, and then here's another one. Did I not show you the... I didn't show you the little... this little guy, and there's a heart in there, and I think it looks so cute, and the heart is yellow. All right, Daphne's Diary with another little another little pocket right here with a tag that I created, and I had a scrap of this left over, so I popped it right there. This is a wonderful little owl that a crafty friend sent to me. So fun to put it in this journal. Attached it to the graph paper and added a little tag. And on this side of the graph paper, I just added another piece of paper. So you can write on the top and underneath of it. Plenty of room, and a little bee there. Book page. Here is the center of the 4th signature. Is it the 4th? No, this is the 5th already. And just simple little bead dangle with bead, and then some gold beads with those fun little bead caps. They look so cute. Over here I added trim and 3 flowers. And over here we have a butterfly and this paper, and again you can write under there. Just a nice little accent piece here that was sent to me by Kelly, and a little flower that I added from my stash. Book page and Daphne's diary page and another book page. I added this bow, and this bow was sent to me by Jennifer of Scrapbooks and Memories. If I got that wrong, let me know, you guys, but I am pretty sure that that was from Jennifer. All right, we are starting the last signature. Pretty piece of scrapbook paper with a pocket on the other side. And in that, well, this says, venture out of your comfort zone. And then in the pocket, we've got this pretty little tag. And this sweet little tag with the mouse sitting on the mushroom, and I love it so much. And we have the Daphne's diary here, a small pocket on this side with a small tag. This is Tigger and a fabric tab. Well, I should say Tigger and Piglet and Pooh and a fabric tab. And there's a rabbit, and he's all worried as per usual. Be kind sticker is on top of here in this upper pocket. And we've got a piece of small stationery and the recipe card. They work so good here. I still have quite the stack of those, but they work really nicely in here. Another upper pocket, and this has an envelope in it, and inside is some stationery that can be written on. Little bee stamp here. This butterfly was sent to me by Jennifer of Scrapbooks and Memories, and I popped that on the rice paper. But before I flip this page, let me show you our final bead dangle. So cute. Now here's Rabbit again, hearing scary noises in the forest. And then here's some trim. A little butterfly on the rice paper on the opposite side as well. Here we have a nice large pocket embellished with a flower here. This is a postcard. We're going to pop that in there. And then this is a piece of handmade paper, and I added a piece of decorative trim that was sent to me by Kelly. I love this. This just looks so pretty to me, but this is a nice side pocket, and inside I tucked the gel print that I created, and I had added some gold, very fine glitter, and it just looks really nice. And so I added these beautiful flowers, and then inside we have a couple of pieces of vintage paper and also this beautiful decorative paper, and that was sent to me by Mimi with Love. It was either her or Linda's Creative Life. I got a package together from them, and but I think that was Mimi, but I could be wrong. So thank you both of you ladies. Thank you for those goodies. And then this is a fabric tab on the book page. And here we have the Daphne's diary that I had stamped, added a little pocket. That die cut was given to me by Kelly. And I just added a little tag and another tag with mushrooms. Other side of Daphne's diary. In this nice big pocket we have Stay Positive, some cute trim, this beautiful large tag sent to me by Kelly, and I stuffed some more of those papers from Lori from Enchanted Dreams 71 into the back of it, because she had stuffed it with like all these goodies, and then when I took those out to put them in the journal, it was empty, so I went ahead and added a little something something to it. Pretty scrapbook page here. Here's the lace that attaches the book cover to the spine, and book page here with some pretty lace, and then a book page with a fabric tab, and then we get to the last page here. And this has a tag in this little pocket with my maker's mark. And then we're going to close it up. So I want to mention one more time, if you don't know Kelly, of Kelly Santee Designs, be sure to check her out. She actually made this little artist trading card for me, so I'm going to read what it says on the back. It says, Artist Kelly, YouTube Kelly Santee Designs. She likes Starbucks, Snoopy, the beach, snow, dragonflies, and the color green. Her birthday is March 28th. All right, my friends, I hope you like this. I am going to be listing this in my Etsy shop if you are interested in it. Let me give you one more quick peek at the spine. I think it's so cute, and I had a lot of fun sewing the pieces of fabric together. And then here is what you see when you look at the side. Isn't it lovely? I just love it. I love all the texture. This is very textural, and it's wonderful. All right, my friends. Well, thanks for watching. See you soon.